Hi everyone and welcome to episode 301 of Aussie Tech Heads, coming at you on Thursday the 2nd of August. Happy birthday to the horses for yesterday. Well done. So, and welcome to the lounge. Welcome everyone in the lounge. Welcome all the podcasters. Welcome Eric, how you going?
Hi mate, how you going?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. And tonight we're going to get straight into it because we've got a special guest, Chris from Codango. How you going, Chris?
Good. Thanks for having me.
No problems at all. Now, so we'll get to Chris in a little bit, but I just wanted to let you know, just go through the normal guff, that I go through, is the lounge live every Thursday night, live.thesecrethub.com. You can join us on the video, the recorded video at video.aussietechheads.com.au. You can also download the paper twice a day at paper.aussietechheads.com.au. It looks pretty snazzy on your iPad as well. And, good stuff. If you want to call in through the show, you can just Skype into Aussie Tech Heads, and we'll see what's up with you wherever you are in your part of the world. All right. Now, we'll just quickly check in with Eric here and see how his week's been, because I know he's been quite busy.
Oh, mate, you have no idea. Oh, dear. Well, put it this way. I spent today on a service for my car, and after that I could have bought another car.
Yeah, right. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Now, you don't want to know. You don't want to know.
No, probably not. I know my services only cost about... Oh, look, I had a bit of a win with Kmart, though, was it last week or through the week? They... I think I might have said last week, so I don't want to repeat it. But, but pretty much we took the car back because they had a hose broke just after a service, and they replaced it for free. So that was good.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, so had a good win.
Mine was slightly a little bit more than a hose.
Fair enough.
Jesus. Oh, dear.
All right, well, let's get cracking. And as I said before at the top of the show, we've got Chris from Codango. Now we'll just bring up his little webpage here, and Chris is going to tell us all about what's going on with Codango. So first of all, welcome, Chris. How you going?
Good, very good. Thank you.
That's good. Now, Codango, can you tell us a bit about that? What is that all about?
Yeah, so we're a startup. Our aim is to help mobile app developers make more money. And we recently launched the beta of our App Store submission service, which in essence is a bulk submission service for app developers, primarily focusing on Android stores. So a developer can come, fill out one submission form, and then we'll take that submission and submit it to multiple app stores for them.
Right. So now, because I spoke to you through the week just briefly, and I was quite confused as why you would want to submit to different app stores, but you had a good reason.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. There are a ton of app stores out there, but more importantly, they have audiences. They have audiences that you will want to reach. Stores like GetJar gets 30 million unique visitors a month, has over 100 million downloads per month. Stores like Samsung. If you want to get your app in the Samsung App Store, if you want to be sold on Samsung handsets, which is the largest smartphone manufacturer out there, well, they preload their App Store on every single handset. And so, for example, my wife had a Galaxy. Well, when she went to download an app, she went to the Samsung App Store. Why? Because that was what was preloaded on her handset. She wasn't fishing around trying to find, Google Play. That was the first one on the home screen. So that's where she bought her apps. So our whole belief is that you need to be where customers are rather than trying to send customers where you are. Let them shop wherever it is they choose to shop, and you just make yourself available there.
That's right, yeah, and I didn't think of that reason either. I just thought, you get your Android phone and then you just bung yourself into the Play Store. But as you said, there's the Samsung store, the Amazon store, and a ton of other stores. So
ton of stores, and they all have their own audiences. And so, even if it's the store, take Mobango, they've done 600 million downloads. They have 8 million, users. Well, that's not as big as iTunes or Google Play, but that's a lot of users. Yes. Why wouldn't you want to access them?
That's exactly right. So what you actually do is so I'm a developer, and I will develop the app and then submit it to you, and then you automatically submit it to the
Correct.
stores. Okay.
Correct. and then we'll allow you to manage your stores right from one place. So when you send your updates through us. We'll make sure it gets out into all the stores for you. And then over time, we're going to add things like consolidated reporting. So instead of you having to log into all the different stores and pull down the reports, you'll be able to get all those things right from your Code and Go account. We're going to add things as well like translation services. So while you're submitting your app, you'll have the ability to decide, okay, I'm going to translate my app's descriptions to whatever languages you think are fit. We know localization has been really helpful in terms of driving sales, particularly there's an overabundance of English-speaking apps. Everybody builds their app in English and sends it everywhere. But if you go in places, for example, like Russia, Distimo just did a study, and it said in Russia, 70% of the revenues are driven by 4% of the apps, and those 4% of the apps are the ones that are translated into Russian.
Yeah, right.
Go figure.
Yes.
So, things like localization. We're also going to help with resizing images. These are things that a lot of time-consuming work that developers, would rather not spend time doing.
Yeah. So have you automated these tasks in some way?
We plan to automate all of them. So the app submissions, some of the smaller app stores have APIs, and we'll be tying into those. And then once we get some scale, then we believe that the bigger app stores will follow suit, similar to the way the music industry developed in the music space. Initially, there were no APIs if you wanted to submit your MP3 songs to a store, but now all the stores have APIs, and so you can submit your songs in directly to the stores. We anticipate that this space will develop similarly. For the translations, yes, that'll definitely be automated. We're working with a translations partner that I can't announce quite yet, but the translations are real human beings, real native speakers doing the translations, but you'll be able to submit all of your text, either your app descriptions right from the platform or your text files through the platform, and get your translations that way.
So when the Codengo machine submits the apps to the stores, so the developer still owns the rights to it. So
absolutely.
So is the account with the App Store created in the Codengo name or Code and Go name?
So we have two ways of going about it. If you have existing accounts with stores, we can go through your existing accounts. Otherwise, we'll set up new accounts with those stores. You'll have a username and a Codengo address. So you might be, Aussie Tech Heads at Codengo, and that'll be a forwarding address that'll go to the address associated to your account. So you'll have full control of the account yourself, and we just use it to do the submission for you.
Okay, nice work. And so how long has Code and Go been going in Australia? It started in Australia? It was born in Australia?
Yeah, born here in Australia. We incorporated back in December, and we just got the beta live just about a month ago.
Right. Okay. Good stuff. And what do you hope to do with it? Like you're starting off in Australia. What challenges have you faced, and do you expect to move overseas or like develop into the future to the States? Move more.
Yeah. Good question. So in the long run, what we want to do is we want to help educate developers to help them efficiently run their mobile app development business. So we looked at the overall ecosystem and said, okay, we know about fragmentation. Everybody talks about Android fragmentation, but there's also an ecosystem fragmentation that's out there. And we're building our services in order to help bridge the gap with that ecosystem fragmentation. And in doing so, we want to help educate developers and then also connect them to the resources that they need. So if the business precipitates that we need or pushes that we need to actually be in the States, then we'll move into the States. We're in no rush to get there. We know our product is global in nature, can be used by developers all over the world. A lot of the partners that we'll end up working with and utilizing are probably sitting over in Silicon Valley right now. But we'll just have to see where the business leads us. Right now, one of the biggest challenges with just being here in Australia is that its developer services is somewhat specialized, and so there's not a lot of expertise in developer services area, versus say Silicon Valley. That's one of the challenges that we face, but we think we can get over that in the short run.
Now, so with the Android apps, like there's a lot of people around saying they're full of viruses and all this sort of stuff. So when an app is submitted to you, do you feel any responsibility or whatever that to vet the app before it's submitted?
So that's one of the services we've looked at QA services in order to do just that. We haven't decided to go there just yet. It's not an easy thing to do, and there are people out there that are doing it and doing it well. So if we do decide to add that, we'll likely tie in with an existing partner. But also, again, going back to, we're really addressing the non-technical challenges of fragmentation rather than technical challenges of fragmentation. Yep. And so it's not exactly in line with the direction that we want to go. We think there are a lot of people out there that are dealing already with the technical challenges, and we just see a ton of non-technical challenges as well that can be just addressed better and make life easier for developers and publishers.
And so with raising capital and all that sort of stuff, have you found that quite difficult in Australia? And why would you have chosen Australia, where I suppose the venture capitalist of the capital of the world is like over in Silicon Valley?
Yeah, it is challenging. Just, I think a big part of it, well, two things. One, it's a relatively smaller pond here in Australia, and secondly, again, going back to the developer services space, isn't a space that's widely recognized. So early on, raising capital, particularly amongst your angel and seed investors, can be challenging because people tend to invest in things that they know and understand. Yeah. And so the developer services space isn't a space that a lot of people know and understand. But we've had we've had success with friends and family and the like. And our goal really is to get far enough along with the existing product that we can then kind of jump to a Series A round, which could be raised here or could be raised overseas.
Now you're presenting at Mobile Monday, Sydney.
Yes.
This coming Monday, on the 6th.
Yes.
What is Mobile Monday Sydney?
Yes, so Mobile Monday is one of the largest meetup groups in the world. I guess technically it's not a meetup in the sense of meetup.com, but it's Mobile Mondays happens all over the world in cities all over the world, the first Monday of every month, all over the world. Right. And they have them in Sydney, have them in Melbourne. And the Sydney one, I mean, I've been going to this. I moved here 4 years ago, and I've been going pretty regularly since I arrived here. It's a good opportunity to get together with other people in the mobile space. BlackBerry is the sponsor of Mobile Mondays here in Sydney, and learn about things that are going on that are relevant in the mobile and telecommunications space. So it's a good opportunity for us to connect with developers, publishers, development houses, and share with them a bit about what we're doing. And our talk that day is really going to be less about Code and Go and more about, we call it the 4 Ps of app marketing, where we're really providing an overview to developers of some of the things they want to think about as they're trying to build and promote their apps, because we know now, it's not build it and they will come anymore. You actually got to think about how you're going to promote your app in order to see it be successful.
Now, Code and Go, it's you can register for free, but it's at the moment it's not a free service. But I did read somewhere that you've halved the price.
Yeah. During the beta period, we've halved the price. The reason our service is really pretty simple and straightforward in terms of what we do. We take your app and then we get it into a bunch of places. There's not really anyone doing what we do out there. There's one company that's in the UK that does something similar, but they're more of a technical. They more have a platform that gets you into carrier stores and manages your SKUs and costs upwards of 5 figures in order to be able to use their service. So the big guys use them, but they're not something that your normal small mid-sized app developer can use. Our service, we when we came up with the pricing, we really wanted to make it something that was pretty cheap, something that would be more of a no-brainer to use, rather than something that was going to cost cost a lot of money. So, right now we support 20 different app stores, and you can be in all those app stores for less than $100.
Yeah, I think that's a very reasonable price.
Yeah, and that's a 1-year subscription, includes all your updates as well.
You could do one app a week and cost you $100 a year. Is that right?
So that's a per app subscription fee.
Oh, okay.
So you submit your app, as many updates as you have throughout the year.
Yep. Cool.
And then as we add stores as well, so let's say you get on the business plan, which is our highest plan, it has 20 stores. Well, we're going to continue to add stores. When we get to 50 stores, you'll get those additional 30 stores for free. You won't be paying anything.
Yeah, and I think that's really reasonable, because $100 is not really that much in the realm of things these days. It's quite good. Now, there's a little video on the codeandgo.com website if you want to know more and browse around the website and have a look. So it's codengo.com.
Thank you. Yeah, and we'd love feedback. So, if there are things you see that you like, please feel free to drop us a note through the site or drop us an email at info@codeandgo.com.
And now, Eric, did you have any more further questions?
Yeah, look, I'm just going to make a comment, and I think what you're doing is fantastic, Chris. I didn't know much about it until I reviewed the questions that Glenn sent me, and a bit of your background that he sent me, and I looked at your website. But until you've explained what you're doing, it made me realise that what you're doing is actually perfect, because in my view, what you're doing is you're being the iTunes for the Android market. Because when you submit an app to, for example, iTunes, it goes in and everyone goes to a central point and then gets all their apps. You're doing it a little bit differently, that you're still the central point of submission, but then you can distribute it to 20 stores at the back end. And I think that you're on a winner here. I reckon this is fantastic. Seriously. And if you want some names for venture capital, you flick me an email, mate, and I'll introduce you to a couple of people.
I appreciate that. We'll definitely do that. Thank you.
No problem. I think you're on a winner.
All
and
right.
And Glenn knows I don't like Android. So for me to say that,
must be doing something right.
Must be doing something right. I think you're on a winner.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Look, and there's billions of what was it? There's a couple of stories in the last weeks or so that there's an horrendous amount of Android phones just being activated each day, and especially as all the like India's and all the those little sort of countries, they're all coming online and getting apps and
China's going nuts,
going crazy.
Like Wayne Gretzky said, don't go where the puck's been, go where it's going. Right?
Yes, that's exactly right.
That's right. Well, Chris is going to hang around for a little bit and also chime in if he's got anything to say with the stories that we're going to cover tonight.
Comment what you like. We've come up with some stories. You can make them as funny or as serious as you like. You go for it. And by the way, do you like Eddie Murphy?
Which one, raw or delirious?
Well, because I tell you what, if you can tell a good joke, you're Eddie Murphy. You could be his body double. I swear to God.
All right.
I just want his pockets. That's all I want.
Yeah, that's it. That's right. He just want his wallet.
That'd do me as well. Well, so while we're in the flavour of that sort of conversation, I pulled out a story actually from Apple. Now, because apparently the Apple's Asia Pacific is lagging on sales. The operation was the company's second worst performing business worldwide, coming in above last place Europe in the third quarter results. Now, Apple posted a 25% increase in net sales for its Asia Pacific segment for its third quarter ending June. So the result was the second lowest for Apple globally, ahead of Europe's 16% growth. So why I sort of picked that one out is because if Apple's sales are lagging, well, there's something's coming in its place, and I think that's
iPhone 5.
No, I reckon
that's what it is.
No, it's all those little Android phones getting activated.
Oh, well, there's that. Of course, there's always going to be that factor, but you got to remember, you got to look at last year's results at the same time, and they always have a lag prior to a release.
Yeah, okay.
Always.
Now,
it's probably not as big a lag as it is this year, because of the competition is getting better. Obviously, it took them a while. Their touchscreens are getting better. Their apps are getting better. There's the security is getting better. So everything's getting better now. And then Chris is doing this thing now, so it's going to get even better still. So Apple's got to stay on their toes.
They do. So just as a matter of interest, Chris, are you an Apple person or a PC person?
I'm an Apple guy.
Oh.
You got to go to the Apple, because keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer, right?
I have a few different devices. So I do have an Android tablet as well, but I.
Oh, you're just a tech head. It's like us. We've got everything as well. We've got Apples, PCs, Androids, whatever.
Yeah, that's right. But that gives you a good insight, though. If you know how the other people are doing it, it gives you a good insight of what's going on.
We don't have a BlackBerry though.
No, don't get a BlackBerry. I
wanted them too.
Which bottom drawer have you put that in?
Well, he can't say too much, because aren't they sponsoring his talk on Monday?
Yeah, I was about to say that they're the diamond sponsor. You want to be? Right. I don't know where they're getting the money to sponsor that.
No comment.
So sticking with Apple, now OS X Mountain Lion was released last weekish, and now it's already been downloaded more than 3 million times. Now that's a lot. I've downloaded it. It went quite smooth.
I've downloaded it twice.
Yeah, same here actually. I did one for the Mac Mini and one for Kim's laptop. So both went sweet, no problems there.
Actually, mine stuffed up. The first time ever, it just kept rebooting, and then it'd hang. So I had to wipe my whole hard drive and start from scratch.
Oh no, I didn't have none of those problems. None of those.
That's the first time. All my upgrades in the past have gone. No problem. But for some reason, this one was just a dog's breakfast. Yeah,
right. So the main reason why I downloaded the Mountain Lion, and the main reason actually, was the mirroring. That's a hard word to say, isn't it? Look, that works like a treat. It's a treat. And
now, can you get Aussie Tech Heads up on a website and mirror that to your? Or is it only certain apps that you can do it with?
No, mirror everything. Because what I did, I tried it with Spotify. I thought, let's push the music around the house for free. So I mirrored the Mac Mini to the Apple TV, and sweet. Nice. That works.
So any website, have you tried a website like Twit?
I can't see why it wouldn't work. I can't try it now because the TV's not on and everything's getting used, but there's no reason why it wouldn't work. Yeah. It's a mirror. So yeah, it'll work.
But because sometimes I've tried it, and I'm not getting it. There's a little symbol you get on the top bar of your of the Mac. It should come up if mirroring is available.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. Doesn't come up for me. Something wrong.
Ever. So you go into
only if I use iTunes, it'll come up.
Yeah. No.
Right, but it won't come up on a website. I'm on Twit now. And it doesn't come up.
Mine is up there relentlessly. Doesn't go away.
It's just
go into System Preferences, Display, and this is only from memory. I've only done it once, but yeah, Display. And is there like turn mirroring on and off?
No, I don't have that option.
Hang on. Let's have a look. Preferences.
Sorry to bore you, Chris. It's a bit of housekeeping. Oh, here, show mirroring options in the menu bar when available.
There you go.
Yeah, that's ticked. But shouldn't it be available for most? Shouldn't you be able to stream any website to it?
Yeah, but maybe your Apple TV's not on or something.
No, it's on. They're always on. There's about 3 of them in the bloody house.
Well, we'll talk about that later. We'll sort you out. We'll sort you out later. And also one last little Apple story here is Apple share price to pass, they reckon, $1,000. So that's a lot of money. So analysts have predicted Apple share price could rise to over $1,000 per share.
So that would make it $1 trillion company.
Wow,
that's massive.
I think they're going to have a stock split. It'd still be worth $1 trillion. It'll just be twice as many shares at $500.
But so it's following the company's third quarter earnings release, which saw it reveal net profit of $8.4 billion. So that's for the quarter, and an increased cash pile now at $112 billion.
117, I think it's
gone up since this.
Oh, 107, yeah.
So various analysis.
Because you got to remember that quarter ended in June. So in 6 weeks, I got another $5 billion.
Apple shares fell 5%, but blah blah blah. We spoke about that just before. And Apple reported revenue of $33 billion for the year. That's a lot, isn't it?
That is a hell of a lot.
That is crazy talk. That's crazy.
That's serious money.
Oh yeah. I don't know. They can't. What can they do with it all? They can't.
Buy AT&T.
Well, they got to.
Apparently, they're going to spend it all in the courts trying to sue Samsung.
There you go.
Oh,
there
yeah.
you go.
That's
right.
Yeah, that's right. But on the other side of the pond, I suppose, Microsoft, their Windows 8 has been sent to the manufacturer. Released,
and I hope it stays there. It never comes out.
It'll be right.
Because that's a piece of junk.
No, it looks good.
I had a look at it, dude. I don't like it, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Have you seen it on a handset yet?
Not on a handset. I think on a tablet it will be a lot better.
I had two friends who've got it on their handsets, and they think it's excellent on their handsets.
What do you think?
I don't have it on a handset yet.
Okay, right. All right. I think it'll be fine on a tablet. Apparently the tablets are coming out very soon. But I'm not sure about it being on a laptop or a desktop. I just think it's a bit complicated.
Yeah, look, as you know, I've got it on my little laptop here that's in front of me. Look, it's okay. The more you use it, the more you get your head around it. Like, say, for example, I was looking for a program just before we came on to do the show, the Synergy program, which allows you to use your one keyboard or a mouse, and it will go, and you can operate various computers with just the one keyboard or mouse. And yeah, so there's no start button, so you can't go, start programs, blah, blah, blah. So I just started typing. I thought, stuff this, I just start typing. So I went SYN, and it flips back to the Metro, and then comes up with the program, and just click on it.
Yeah.
So it's like just a type and search. It's I think it can work. It's
I don't know. I'm still not convinced. I think a lot of people get confused. They got the tiles and the Metro on the desktop, then they go and get their tablet and they're touching it. Then they come back home and they're going to feel like touching the screen.
Yeah,
you get into the habit because it looks exactly the same.
Well, they'll have to invest in a touch screen then, won't they?
Oh yeah, you get bloody RSI.
Look, I saw Windows 8 on a tablet the other week, and yeah, it was good. It worked. You touch the tiles, and because they're interactive.
Yeah, I think tablet will be all right.
Yeah.
The biggest gripe that I heard so far was you don't have as much customizability with it. But at the same time, for the lay user, they're not looking to customize their home screen or have the home screen the way it is. So
yeah, right.
We'll see. In some ways, I hope it has some success, just because I think the whole the mobile wars become more interesting and consumers have more options.
Yeah, agree. Competition is good. Because otherwise, people get complacent when manufacturers or computer companies get complacent. Well, the consumers, you and me, and they're the ones that suffer.
Exactly.
So the Windows 8 release to manufacturer is a major mark in Microsoft's development process. It signals that the completed code is ready to send to computer makers and other hardware partners. So this is the time where the drivers are created and finished off. Pretty much. So developers and IT professionals who subscribe to MSDN will be able to download the new operating system starting August 15, and TechNet subscribers can download the trial of the Windows 8 RTM the same day. So other little semi-important dates, I suppose. Volume licensing deals, but no software assurance. You can purchase from September 1st, so it's coming. You can't stop it. And what else have we got here? At launch, now this is an analysis theory that at launch the store needs at least 5,000 very high quality Metro apps, and the money's on that there's not going to be enough apps for when it's released, which hopefully will not signify its downfall. There's, so it's coming. They've got new hardware. They're releasing new hardware. Now I've got a picture of a mouse here somewhere, and I can show you the picture of this mouse. Now it's a keyboard and mice are coming. New keyboards and new mices.
Haven't they bought all in one or separate?
Separate.
Okay.
New mice and keyboards, wireless, and connect to devices using Bluetooth, cutting the dependence on the USB ports. The Microsoft new mice and keyboard will be released around the time of the Windows 8 launch, ranging from around about $80 for the Microsoft Wedge keyboard, $50 the Microsoft Sculpt keyboard, and so forth. There's a couple of other ones that will coming out. So, well, there's more info, as always, on the AussieTechheads.com.au website under the show notes. So go and have a look.
Yep.
Go and have a look for those
Go and have a
there.
look. Go and have a look.
Yes, and now have I finished with Windows 8?
Well, just on Microsoft, has anyone tried their Outlook.com yet this week? Just released this week. They're getting rid of Hotmail.
I tried it, but
I signed in, got my name. No, it works well.
Is it a rollout or is it available to everyone?
It's available now. Just go to Outlook.com and sign up.
Well,
I'll take a look.
Yeah, I did that.
It's not bad. It's not bad. There's no ads. So they're sort of having a real go at Gmail there with all the ads and crap. So there's ad-free completely, and it's free.
Yeah.
And I've downloaded a couple of weeks ago the what do you call it, the Office 2013 preview.
Yeah. Yep.
And the Outlook 2013. If you just type in, your Outlook address, it says, want to set up blah blah blah, and you set up as an Exchange type setup, Exchange server, whatever. And you just type it up. My name was Eric Franco at Outlook.com. Type in a password, excuse me, and it just syncs it all up, finds the SMTP servers and the IMAP server, bang, and it's on, and it starts downloading your email. It's brilliant, nice and easy to set up.
Yeah,
so you can hook it up into your Outlook program as well.
Yeah, okay. Well, my experience, I went to the Outlook.com as well, and just flicked me to Hotmail. So that's what made me think.
Really?
That's what made me think it was a rollout. It just
it should be there.
Yeah, no, it just flicked me. So look, for those of you who are wondering, because I was going to grab some screenshots, but I actually had to go looking for some, and so it is quite neat. It does look quite neat.
Yeah, it looks exactly like the Outlook 2013. Very neat.
Yeah.
This has thrown me to login.live.com.
Yeah,
okay?
That's where I went.
Yeah, that's right. Then you sign up for Outlook on the left-hand side there.
Well, I signed in. And then
don't sign in with your old one because you'll just go to Hotmail. You've got to sign up with a new address.
Yeah, and I logged out of Hotmail, and then I tried to sign up, and I did.
Yeah.
I'll have to do it again. But anyway. But yeah, go to Outlook.com. That's coming. You can't stop that one either. Now, Microsoft.
No, it's good. That's good. I don't like Microsoft, but that's good.
Yeah. Now, Microsoft also the Surface. It's finally been announced when it's coming. It's coming also on October the 26th. The Surface tablet will go on sale the same day that Windows 8 becomes available. Now, this information was disclosed in something called a 10K report, which is obviously some sort of report that US companies have to file with their Securities and Exchange Commission. So while they leave it to what they must have thought they tried to sneak it through, well, not sneak it through, but just keep it quiet, keep it on the dark side for a while until they're ready. But someone's picked it up. Pricing for the Surface tablet, which runs on Windows 8 or Windows RT, wasn't disclosed. Now, Microsoft wasn't commenting on what appeared in that particular report.
Based on the price you've got here, mate, they're pretty pricey. Pricey units for the tablet.
Yeah, well, that's right. Well, the next story is that the price was leaked. By a Swedish retailer. Now, look, I've just tagged this as maybe a publicity stunt.
Possibly.
There's nothing like bringing out a product saying it's, as in this case, what the 128 gig Windows 8 hybrid device will sell for $2,000.
I'd rather buy a MacBook.
Yeah, and then actually when it does, then when it does get to market, it might only be $1,400 or something. Something really more.
I think this
palatable.
might be a scam. These are people I think are taking pre-orders. They'll keep your money, and then they'll buy it for $400 and sell it to you for $2,000.
Yeah, more than likely. More than likely.
Good work if you can get it.
But yeah, so Microsoft and it's all going on over there as well. So look, I think I'm getting excited about the Windows 8. I'll use it. I'll implement it, and I heard that the Windows Media Center is a separate download, so it's not actually on the disk. You got to actually download it. I just think that Microsoft and places like the Google with their Sphere or whatever they want to call it, they're just. I think once again they just missed the potential market. I think because now I'm involved in the Apple ecosystem. I mean, involved with the mirroring for the Mac Mini now. I mirror.
Yeah,
the
they're
iPad.
They're a few steps behind all the time, aren't they? They're just playing catch up. They're not innovating. They're just catching up.
Yeah, that's right. And I can't understand why Microsoft has not developed their media center. It's got an edge on every other one that's out there. It's that because you can plug an aerial into it.
That's right. And worse than that, they're what's that music service? Zune. That never came to Australia, but that was the first of its kind to get subscription music. And why they don't roll that out here? They don't know how to promote it. That is a brilliant service.
Yeah.
And then Spotify got the jump on them, and there's all these other guys, right? RDO got their jump on them, and suddenly they had to close Zune because they didn't grab the market when they could, like Apple did with their App Store.
Yeah.
They're just a bit slow.
But we have a saying at Code and Go that any platform is only as good as the developer ecosystem around it.
Correct.
And so, as you mentioned earlier, that there's concern that there won't be enough apps for Windows 8. If that's the case, then that's a big problem.
That's a huge problem.
Because they should be able to engage their developers and be able to get apps built. I have one friend who I know is building an app for Windows 8. If they're not able to do that, then that to me indicates bigger problems in terms of their developer relations and the ecosystem, because that's what makes Apple so strong. That's what makes Android so strong. They've got really strong ecosystems to start with the developers.
Yeah, their relationships. I think they know how to form those relationships and keep them. Whereas Microsoft, I don't know. I'm not. You'd think they'd know, because for the last 30 years, their developers have what's kept them. That's made them the biggest company in the world prior to Apple, stomping on them only about 12 months ago. And so they were always, people were developing lots and lots of programs for Windows. So they had a developer relationship. What they did with it, I don't know, because no one seems to want to develop for their tablets or their phone.
Yeah.
It's a real shame.
So, because I know, like, just for an example, like this Google Nexus media streamer that we were talking about that was released at the developer conference the other week.
Yeah, what's it called? The Nexus Sphere
Cube?
or something?
Nexus
Cube?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Q or something. The spherical looking
Cube.
Nexus Q. Well, apparently it's not for sale anymore because it doesn't work properly. So Google has announced the media streaming device has been sent back to the drawing board.
Oh, dear.
So, it's a $300 gadget. Was designed to be plugged into a stereo and television to play media files. Tech websites criticised the price and the fact it relied on a connection to at least one other Android-based device to be of any use. And the made-in-US gadget had only been offered to customers in that country. And customers who had ordered a copy have been told they would receive one free of charge, with Google's order page now states that the machine is coming soon. Right. So that's just...
Well, that is pretty pricey, $300 when you think Apple TV's $99.
Yeah.
And it's so simple to set up.
Yeah. And look, I finally set up that Apple Airport Express thing I bought.
Oh, yes.
Works like a charm. I can now sit here and stream music from my Mac Mini in the office to the stereo out in the living room. It's great.
Did you plug speakers into the bottom of it?
No, I plugged it into an amplifier.
Oh, you just plug it into an amp. Yeah, you can plug it into. You can move it to any room. Just plug normal speakers into it. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, no, look, it's great. And so I think it's there. If things get left alone for too long, well, people like me, they start buying into one particular ecosystem, and then you stay there. And then you stay there. But talking about apps and stuff for the Windows Phone, I do have there's someone bringing out an app. That's the NAB. The NAB's going to launch an app for the Windows, or it doesn't say Windows 8, but Windows Phone anyway. Users will be able to pin a live tail to the home screen of the app, which is a functionality that exists on the Windows platform but not on all the others. So, for example, using the exchange rates calculator, users can pin a currency conversion rate to their home screen and have it automatically update a couple of times an hour. So that's not bad. That's the good thing about the tiles, I think.
So it's like a widget. It's like a widget then.
Yeah, and it's just updating continuously. Yeah. NAB said it
burning through your battery.
Oh, you love it.
No way.
Yeah, so that's that one. National Australia Bank has registered 2.1 million transactions from mobile browsers and apps in July. So at a value of about 1.5 billion. So they're pumping.
I wonder how many of those came from a Windows phone though. I bet you
well,
that was all Android and iPhone.
well, that's why they're launching the app. Because
But don't you think it's funny that they're launching the app for Windows Phone, whereas no one is on the Windows Phone?
yeah, but
Wouldn't you think they'd launch the app for iPhone and Android first?
yeah, but it's not the Windows 8. There's still the Windows Phone.
Yeah, but still no one. Have you ever seen anyone on the street with a Windows Phone? Come on.
No, not really.
No, I've never seen one. I've never seen one in the wild. Every time the phone rings and someone's talking on the phone, it's either a Samsung or a freaking iPhone.
Yeah, it's all iPhones, and yeah, look, Samsung's pretty popular. I know people are just buying them. They're like,
There are Samsungs everywhere.
yeah, they are
Samsung's
everywhere.
huge. They're the big boys.
They are.
They're
Huge.
massive.
I think when you look at it, you got Apple's Apple, and Android is pretty much Samsung for mine.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much Samsung. Then you got a bit of LG in there and
A bit of Motorola hanging around.
Motorola.
HTC has
HTC,
some nice phones.
Yeah.
And Samsung still support. They're actually, if you're gonna find a Windows phone, it's probably a Samsung phone.
Yeah, right.
They've still
Yeah,
got.
if you're gonna, I know. Actually, you know where you will find one in the window of any telecommunications store, and it's probably got a little bit more dust on it than the others, because no one ever buys them.
Now, well, Samsung incidentally has launched a music hub service. It's only in the US at the moment, but it's what's it called? It's called. I did write it down. I don't know. It's called something. A music hub. Well, initially run on the Galaxy S3. It's only available in the US. The Music Hub that's what it's called. Music Hub service is based on a technology Samsung gained in its recent acquisition of M-Spot. Users can access the Music Hub service through the Samsung App Store or Google Play.
I used to work with M-Spot back when I was in the States, and they've actually got some really good technology, and then they were acquired by Samsung not too long ago.
Okay, so right.
Are they still in operation, or are they just been wholly and solely swallowed up?
I believe they've been wholly swallowed up, but I'm not sure if they've been integrated into the Samsung world, or if they're operating, semi-independently, so that they can continue to innovate on the technology. They've been in it for a long time and have had some good stuff. They powered a lot of stuff on Sprint network for quite a while. So that should actually be a pretty decent service.
Yeah, good stuff. And also, Eric, I've been doing all my little stories. Did you have anything you want to?
Well, just on that same vein genre, iTunes versus Amazon. What's the best video service on the iPad? With the launch of Amazon's Instant Video iPad app, I'm surprised Apple let that through, actually. Amazon Instant Video could be on the precipice of an even bigger coming out party. Could it be ready to take over iTunes? Excuse me. So, yes, they've come up with their service. I'll share my screen. Where are we? Here.
That's technical for you, Eric. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
What? You got it?
Yeah, we got it.
Yes.
So
look at that.
There we go. So that's the Amazon Instant Video. I think it's only available in the States for now. And just get the app, put it on your iPad, and then you can just rent videos or buy videos from Amazon. That's Apple let them in. I'm very surprised I let them in.
You got Apple. There's antitrust concerns the second that you start.
That's right.
And,
as soon as exactly, it's exactly right.
And they look over Amazon and they say, well, their legion of lawyers is just as big as ours.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. But look, in the end, it's smart because people at least have a choice, and people they're still going to make money from iTunes regardless. But if it's not available on Amazon, it'll be available on Apple and vice versa. So.
But I'll tell you what I think is a big strike against the iTunes is that that Spotify, the streaming music. Well, it doesn't just necessarily just the Spotify, but streaming music. Like, why would you buy music anymore? You just stream it. Like,
especially when the songs, you get sick of them, but you've spent your $2 and you think, I don't want to listen to that again. That was garbage.
But like with the Spotify, like you download it onto your desktop, you stream free apart from like what two little ads that come every 5 songs, and everyone's making playlists. So you just search for, like, say, you're into the 80s, you get an 80s playlist, 100 songs from the 80s, bang, you got a party right there.
Bang.
You know,
Yeah,
90s,
that's right.
100 90s, bang, you got a party right there.
That's right. Oh, it's easy. It's so simple.
Yeah.
I don't know why anyone doesn't do it.
I got to put you guys onto something yet. You may not be aware of it. Have you guys tried Pandora yet?
No,
I've heard of it. I haven't tried it yet, but I have heard of it.
So Pandora is another music streaming service. It was, oh gosh, I used to listen to it back when I lived in the States 4 or 5 years ago. And they recently just launched here in Australia. And the way it works is they have put together what they call the Music Genome Project, where they have had tons of musicians and experts map out the DNA of every song out there. And
Wow.
you create music stations based off of songs and artists. So you pick an artist that you like, and then it'll play songs based with similar DNA or similar genome to the artist that you've chose or song that you've chosen. And then you give the songs a thumbs up or thumbs down, and it dynamically ends up choosing songs that are more like your tastes. So you end up with your own playlist. I've used Spotify and I use Pandora. I just like Pandora because it's more passive, like a radio, rather than Spotify where you're having to pick out your playlist. I don't always know what I really want to listen to.
Right. This does it like a what you call it, the iTunes Genius.
Yes.
Yeah. Sort of picks the genre and just plays it for you.
I think
not so much the genre, more tied to the DNA of the song, because it's less genre based than DNA of the song.
Right.
So if you pick a song, say if you pick a song from an artist that you might think of as a rock artist, but that song happens to be more of a jazz song, then you're going to get songs that are a bit more jazzy than rock.
Right.
Because they got the little thumbs up, thumbs down. I encourage you guys to give it a shot. I'd love to hear what you think about it next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Check it out.
I will do that,
Yeah, will
because
do.
I read about that today, as an article about that, and I thought, oh yes, I wonder what that is. I thought it was just another general streaming site, but yes, I'll go and check that out.
I was quite excited when I found it, because they still had my same login account that I left over 4 years ago. And my stations were still there.
Oh, beautiful.
They don't want to let you go. Once you got, they don't let go. Now, Eric, did you have any more? Because you got a couple of stories in there. We try and get through them before we go.
Look, there's look, Chris, you're the perfect person to talk about this. Why? Because you've been on both sides of the fence. What we pay for technology in Australia compared to what you guys pay in the States. I know with the Mac computers, they're about line ball now, because a lot of people don't understand that in America they have, Apple specifically advertise, a MacBook Pro might be $1,200, but that's before tax, because each state has different taxes.
Yes.
So they can't really advertise it as all-inclusive, because every state's different. So a lot of people make the mistake saying, oh, why is it $1,100 in San Francisco and we're paying, $1,250 or $1,300 here? Well, that's because ours is inclusive of tax, and in America it isn't. However, there are other things like songs, for example, that on an iTunes in America 99 cents, and that sometimes we're paying $2.19 here. How do you feel about that?
It's one of the most frustrating things. And 4 years ago, the Aussie dollar was 60 cents.
That's right.
But now that it's at parity, basically all the international companies have pocketed the exchange rate.
That's right.
difference.
That's right.
And
If
it's
anything,
quite
it
frustrating.
should. It is, because we're $1.05 today, the Australian dollar. If anything, our songs should be cheaper than America. It should be the other way around.
Yes.
And we're still paying more.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Because I've been looking into this thing as well, and been learning a bit about it, and just coming across a few different things. Now, Eric is probably the best person here to put me straight. But now most of these people, the overseas companies, that they'll say, oh, the GST is what drives the price up, and
that's
blah
bullshit.
blah blah. Well, because I've noticed that I've buying a few things of late from iTunes and from other services that are, say, you would think Australian based, but there's no GST on these things because they are actually sold out of like Ireland or somewhere.
Yeah.
So
even if there was GST on it, that's 10%. It's still, even if someone said to you, okay, you got to pay GST on everything you buy overseas, say fine, but you know what? It's still going to be cheaper.
Well,
even
that's
if
right.
I did pay.
But
It doesn't make any difference.
Yeah, but I'm just coming from the point of view that the GST line is a hoax anyway, because
It is a hoax. That's a hoax run by retailers.
yeah, but it's not. They're not these big companies like Google, iTunes. They're not charging the GST anyway because they don't have to, because the service is from overseas.
That's
So,
right.
yeah, like there's a lot of things. Like I was downloading, like templates and whatever for web pages and all this sort of stuff. No GST. So
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and then they turn around, they say, oh, you got 10% GST, blah blah blah. So it's obviously a big furphy. But,
Well, see, for example, look, I understand the physical store setup. For example, you go to, I know LA reasonably well. You go to Century City, for example, right? Quite an expensive setup because of where it is, the real estate and everything. Nice spot. So, and then you compare that to, say, I don't know, Bondi or out in Sydney. Now, similar sort of demographic in as far as the socio-demographic there.
Yeah.
But in the physical store setup, I can understand that we would pay more in a clothes store in Bondi compared to America because we don't have the volume in Australia. In that respect, I do understand that. However, when it comes to downloading games, when it's all digital and it's sitting all on the same server,
yeah,
Right.
it's
when
intangible.
I'm paying $90 for Call of Duty Modern Warfare, but in America I can get it for $20, there's something wrong there.
I could talk about my buddy used to be the brand manager on Call of Duty, so maybe I'll give him a call and ask him.
Just flick us a couple of vouchers.
Yeah, so I know. Look, it's one of those things that's it's not going to go away. It's going to be. I don't understand why they want to rip us off. We're not a big market, so I got no idea. But look, Apple hasn't. Oh, who knows? They probably
Apple are getting better. Their iPhones, for example, what we buy here is similar price to what you pay in the States. When you add up over a 2-year period. If anything, I think in America they pay more because AT&T do screw you guys pretty severely on your monthly plans, and the service is shocking. I don't know who you're with here in Australia, but if you're on Telstra, you're on a good wicket.
Yeah, no, Telstra's definitely by far the best network here. AT&T, if you're in the wrong market, it's just overloaded. Too many people in the network, not enough towers.
Yeah, I agree. I would actually dare to suggest that Telstra has probably come to the best network in the world, as far as stability and constancy.
It's definitely up there, no question about it.
Because I've tried T-Mobile in the States, and they're a pack of crap. I had to stand on my balcony with holding my phone up. And AT&T was good in Hawaii, and not too bad in LA, but I hear that it's really bad in San Francisco, for example.
Too many hills.
New York as well.
Now,
I think too many tech heads on their phones. I think overloading the system.
Well, quickly, just speaking of Telstra, they've launched their customer app for Facebook and iPhone and Android. So new apps from Telstra allow customers to manage their accounts on Facebook, iPhone or Android. The 24/7 Facebook app lets customers monitor usage, track bills and access customer support without logging on to Telstra.com. And boy, isn't that Telstra.com site slow? I don't know why, but it is. The mobile app,
I don't mind it. It's pretty quick for me.
No, but slow as buggery. The apps display current and past bills and allow users to pay bills through their mobile device and manage their email bill delivery settings. So it's all the way with these mobile devices. Now I'm just going to go through a couple of quick ones because we're running out of time here. So another couple of quick ones while we're talking about phones. Optus 4G now in Sydney and Perth. Optus has launched the 4G business services with Melbourne to join the 4G network in August. That's this month, right now. Small businesses have only got access to it at the moment, and there's no plans on when it's going to release the consumer plans. Do you reckon they do the business? Right. Is that because they don't want to just be bombarded and let it fall over?
Oh, well, it'll fall over anyway. It's Optus. Now, did I tell you what spectrum they're on? Doesn't say, does it?
Okay. The frequencies.
850. The frequency, I mean.
Yeah, in the show notes, I haven't got that actual part there, but in the actual article it did. So if you wanted to go.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll go to the article.
So link to it through the show notes and do that. Now Google adds Google Plus video Hangouts to Gmail, so now you can start a Hangout from Gmail. How good's that? That's what I did tonight.
Very nice.
Now,
Gmail, okay.
Now, Chris is a new convert to to the hangout, aren't you?
You sucked me in, Glenn. You sucked me in. All my dev team calls now.
There you go, man. Nice and easy without the echo, hopefully.
Exactly.
So you guys were doing it via Skype before?
Yeah. Our dev team is in Macedonia. So,
Right.
So we'd have calls on Skype, but boy, we found a hangout and we went, hallelujah.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? I think you can have up to 10 videos. So it's it's good. It's good stuff. But now you can now before you had to go to Google Plus, start a hangout. Now all you have to do is from your contact list down in your chat list down in the Gmail, there's a little hangout symbol, and you just start it from there. It's great. It's an easy.
Check that out.
Yeah, nice and easy.
Nice.
It's getting easier, Chris. It's getting easier. So they began it's a gradual rollout which began Monday. So if you haven't got it there just yet, just hang tight. The new service will allow multiple Gmail users to view YouTube videos together, collaborate on Google Documents, and share their screen view as well. So that's all going good. Now, what else have I got? I think that might be about it. He's funny. Remember our old mates Anonymous, who they like hacking into everything?
Yes.
Well, apparently they're up in arms. They're not happy because a French T-shirt supplier has trademarked their logo and slogan.
They were a little too anonymous.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So you want to be anonymous, you can't trademark anything.
That's right.
Because someone's got to put their name to it. When you apply for a trademark, you got to put, who's applying for the trademark? Well, I'm not telling you, dude. I'm an anonymous, dude.
There's an email, there's a telephone number.
That's right.
So
Swiss bank account number.
But just to get up their nose, you just do it as a shelf company, and then watch them go and say, "Oh, we will, try and fight you because of non-use." Well, obviously they're not going to be able to register it because they're not a fair income place, are they? They're
virtual. Well, they're virtual. You say, "I'll see you in court." That's all, and they won't show up.
They're illegal. They'll show with masks on. But anyway, this French T-shirt supplying company has trademarked the logo and slogan. The slogan will not go unpunished. Paris-based early Flickr registered the distinctive image of a headless suit figure for use in France. It also registered the phrase, "We are anonymous. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us." So, in the YouTube video, Anonymous said it will take down any business they have going on the internet. And Anonymous went on to say that the name of Anonymous will not be the whore of the world. So there you go.
Too late. Now, isn't that thing, that writing there, that Latin sic semper tyrannis, isn't that what John Wilkes Booth screamed out when he shot a president? What was that?
Abraham Lincoln.
That's the one. What does that mean again? What does it?
God.
Can you remember? Something like traitor or something.
Well, you Google it. Google it.
Google Translate.
Yeah, Google it, Eric. And we'll look. This is my last story. I thought I would chuck this one in. If you ever wanted to know, you look at the apple.com and you go, geez, that's a nice website. I love the writing and all that sort of stuff. Well, they've got a new font, but I've also got the other fonts that they use, and I'll show them to you as I tell them, because they are nice fonts.
Death to tyrants, it means. There you go.
Death to tyrants, geez.
Yeah.
So we've got Myriad, Helvetica New, Neue, Lucinda Grand, and Avenir is the new one. Avenir. Avenir. Wow, there you go.
Looks a bit of cross between Myriad and Ariel.
Yeah, they're all very similar, but they're nice and neat. And
nice fonts. Nice font. Apple's always have nice fonts.
They have. That's what draws me to them. Now, is that all you've got, Eric?
You're a font whore.
I am.
That's all I got.
I will not be the font whore. Okay. So we're going to go and check out Pandora. So that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you, Chris, for coming in.
Thank you guys for having me.
And
no worries. There are people in the chat room, people listening on the podcast. It's www.code.ngo.com. Correct, Chris?
Correct.
Codeandgo.com. Go and have a look and drop your apps in there.
That's right. If you've got an Android app, you definitely need to be having a look at that, because it makes life
don't drop any Apple apps in there, because you won't get anywhere. Or Windows. If you drop a Windows app, it'll blow up his website, so don't do that either.
All right, good stuff. So on that note, yes, thanks for everyone that's tuned in once again. Thanks for all the downloaders, and thank you, Eric. Oh, I forgot to mention at the top of the show, Will was is at work again. He couldn't get out of work, so he's working late again on the. Someone's probably got a flat battery somewhere, and he's had to go and fix it. But yeah, hi Will, how you going? Hope you fixed it. But hopefully we'll see Will next week. And thanks, Eric. Thanks for coming in. And
No worries, mate.
And thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
So until next week, it's bye for now. Ta-da.